Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this weekend's edition of the Weekend Wrap Up. Josh,
Yes.
the schedule of what we're going over this morning is short.
It's short. Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot going on this
Not
week.
a
So
lot.
we'll have a few things to say. We may chase a rabbit or two,
Yeah.
but hopefully we won't be here all morning.
So you've made your trip to the Southern Cup
I
this
have been to
morning?
the Southern Cup. Yes, I
I
have.
went out to
Wendy's.
visit the little freckled face girl.
Yes, she
We
went to
got my
Wendy's,
coffee
I
there.
see.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
We had some popcorn on the sports show this morning. It came from
From the pig.
Piggly Wiggly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
I
good
see
stuff.
that.
There's a few crumbs left. Elvis is trying to get into the
He's
bag there.
trying to break into the
Yeah.
popcorn.
Yeah.
So,
Is anything happening this morning that
I don't know about this morning. I will point out that this is Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Long weekend, unofficial start to summer. But most importantly, it is the weekend that we remember those that gave their lives in service to our country. Monday morning, 11 o'clock.
Yep.
South lawn of the courthouse will be the annual Memorial Day Remembrance service. It is generally lightly attended, unfortunately, but I'll definitely be there. And hopefully, I'm thinking it's election year. We might see a few more politicians.
You and some politicians will be
There
there.
might be more politicians than normal. Last couple of years that I've been, it's been non-politicians, but now that it's election year, what do you bet? A couple show up.
I bet a couple do.
I bet a couple do. So, but either way, it is a really good event. There'll be
Yeah.
a couple of veterans speaking, and just a good opportunity to remember those that gave us the opportunity to sit here and talk about whatever we want on Facebook and
Yeah.
YouTube. So, yeah.
We got two other big events that's taking place today.
Yeah.
We call them big events. Historically, one of those has been a big event, and that's the Celebration Spring Fun Show
Yep. Fun
at the
shows
Celebration Ground. Started Thursday night, and of course, it will wind down tonight. And then at 12:30, the Community Vikings softball team plays for a state
championship
out of
over at
Shelbyville
Central.
Central at 12:30.
Yeah.
So hopefully there'll be maybe the rain will break enough to get the ball games in, and hopefully we'll get to see that play through. But before we dive into everything, we need to hear from our sponsors this morning. We need to hear from Cutting Edge Optical out on North Main Street, and then the Dream Team.
The Arnold's
at
Coldwell
Coldwell
Banker.
Banker. And then we've got Dennis Young Insurance
Yes.
for all your insurance needs. We'll hear from them, and we'll be right back.
For clear vision and trusted care, choose Cutting Edge Optical. We offer comprehensive eye exams powered by 20/20 exams, expert contact lens fittings, and a wide selection of quality frames to match your style and budget. Need glasses fast? We even offer same-day eyeglasses to keep you seeing clearly without the wait. Our experienced team is committed to personalized service and helping you see your best every day. Visit Cutting Edge Optical at 1114 North Main Street in Shelbyville, or call 931-488-5778 to schedule your appointment today.
Get the results you want with the personalized service you deserve at Dennis Young Insurance Agency.
As a local independent agency, we offer coverage from several different companies, including Erie. So whether it's auto, home, life, personal, or business, we can find the right coverage to meet your unique insurance needs. And with a rate lock advantage, your rates won't go up as long as you do not change drivers, autos, or addresses. Contact us at Dennis Young Insurance Agency, insuring Shelbyville and surrounding areas since 1988.
When you're ready to buy or sell in Middle Tennessee, you want someone who knows this community inside and out. Meet Diane and Madison Arnold, Shelbyville's trusted real estate team with decades of local experience and award-winning results. Whether it's finding your dream home, pricing your property to sell, or navigating every step of the transaction with confidence, they're with you from start to finish. As part of Coldwell Banker Southern Realty, they pair hometown expertise with powerful market tools to help you move with confidence. Call Diane and Madison today and experience the personal service and local knowledge that makes all the difference.
All righty, welcome back in here to the Weekend Wrap-Up Show. We want to give our shout-out to some folks there, Josh, that are chiming in this morning.
Watching for the comments. Hello, Steve Jordan. Thanks for chiming in, and Bob and Carolyn Bellenfont watching. Hello to them. And then we get a Go Queens, I believe, from Joanne there. So yes, everybody's supporting community today.
Yeah,
and I bet there'll be a big crowd at the ball field, especially since we got fortunate. The rain actually forced it. Normally would have been at MTSU, and they were able to play the game
Well,
here.
yeah,
So,
I think that's where it was headed, and
Yeah.
and their field is not
it's
able
not
to handle.
up to the quality of our brand
Right.
new Cooper Steel field
I
over
know
there. So we were able to hold the game here.
That's
So,
a big thing. That
is.
facility has been in the spotlight for the last 2 weeks out there because of all the games that are taking place. So.
Yeah, no, it's a great facility. So jumping into the news from the past week, not a whole lot went on, but we will cover what happened. Tuesday morning was the big story of the week. That was the hearing before the State Court of Appeals. City of Shelbyville versus Bedford County. This is the lawsuit over the split of local option sales tax money. This is the one where everybody loses and nobody wins.
Can I comment?
Yeah, you go right
Tell
ahead.
me how things are going in my lawsuit against myself.
Your lawsuit against yourself,
Ugh.
we don't know until there's a ruling, which could come in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2
year.
years. They don't have a deadline. Expectation is probably 3 to 6 months, but who knows?
If
They could
somebody
rule
were
next week.
motivated, and I don't
Yeah.
know the legal recourse in this, but if somebody were motivated just to withdraw this lawsuit and say, we're dropping this case, would the court just drop it at that point, or would he continue to go on and make his ruling?
I think it's too late.
It's too
probably, at
late
this
for
point.
that.
It's all done,
Okay.
So it's all
So
done and said. So
we
we're just
can't
waiting.
end the war until they say we can end the war now.
Yeah, that's kind of
That's
the
the way it
case.
feels.
So that's So we'll
And hello, Benji.
Yep. Hello, Benji. And I don't know how the case is going to end up. Obviously, the lawyers are going to win. Taxpayers are going to end up about $2 million plus lighter in the wallet overall. And there may or may not be a shift in the way the sales tax dollars move. So that's kind of the extent of it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So we'll just kind
And
of
this has
wait
been
and
going
see.
on how long? This started before you ever took your seat.
Oh yeah, this has been going on for a couple of years, at least 2 or 3 years, maybe
Probably
more. And I mean,
probably
the
3.
discussions I think started well before then. So
Yeah.
and it finally just deteriorated into the
Yep.
mess that we currently sit in. So hopefully it'll be over soon, and we can get through the election and move on. So Tuesday afternoon, I went to the new Bedford County Chamber of Commerce lunch. We talked about this last week. They have reorganized. They got some new people in. They did introduce their new board of directors. I'm not going to read off all the names, honestly, because nobody wants to sit here and listen to me read a list of 22 names. I'm going to mention just some titles and stuff so we know. They have switched. They used to be a mix, kind of a public-private mix of, you had back when it first started, the most recent iteration of it, it was like several people from city government, several people from county government, and then private sector.
But that was not the Chamber of Commerce. That was
that was the partnership
Yeah.
that morphed into what we've got now.
Right.
So this most recent iteration, they've gone back to, there's not going to be any voting members on this board that are elected officials anymore. What we've got on here is we got a HR consultant. We've got the CEO of First Community Bank, president of Titan Transport, former CFO of Coca-Cola, president from Musgrave Pencil, vice president from First National Bank of Middle Tennessee, an attorney, executive in commercial development, our GM from Shelbyville Power, somebody in government affairs, and then our friend, the CEO at the Walking Horse Celebration. So that is what they're calling the executive committee, and they are going to meet monthly and decide on the direction of the Chamber of Commerce, and they'll make the kind of the operational decisions. There's 2 employees. There's our friend, Mr. Marchesoni, and then Dana is there. So those are the 2 employees. This is the volunteer executive committee. There's some additional board members that just come in once a quarter, and included in those will be 5 elected officials, which will be appointed from the county, City of Shelbyville, Bell Buckle, Wartrace, and Normandy. Those people, even though they'll get to attend once a quarter, they don't get to vote on anything. So they're just kind of in the room to pay attention to what's going on. I guess they can chime in and make some comments, but they can't vote. So we'll see the direction it's going. They've also they've got 4 pillars, focus points. I didn't bring that back with me. We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
So we'll see which direction it goes, but they're doing new things. And the food was good. I think the food was from Emmy's, maybe. Hopefully I'm creating the right
that's
restaurant.
important.
So
That's
they had good
important.
food at the lunch.
The food's
so
the main thing.
the food was good. So I'm all about the food. So no, the food was good, and I think they're going to do some good things. So Tuesday evening was the only county commissioners meeting, and it was the 3 standing committees, and they met for a big whopping 20 minutes on Tuesday evening. The Rules Committee met for 13 minutes, and they mainly discussed the time capsule that's coming to the south lawn of the courthouse. Going to be buried July 3rd, I believe. So
You going to watch it get buried?
I'll probably be there to watch it get buried. Yes, I will.
You gonna video it?
I don't think I'll video it. It's a box, and they're going to bury it. So maybe I'll take a picture. So,
Okay, well,
yeah,
I'm
so-
sitting on the edge of my seat on that.
Are you waiting?
Yeah,
Wait, should we live
I
stream?
want to watch this.
Do you want to
coverage,
live stream it?
No,
No.
no. Go ahead. You can handle it.
Yeah. So no, it'll be neat. So it's a neat looking box. I did. see
50
the
years
box,
from now,
so
when people pull it out, a lot of people will not be around.
I don't
and it'll
plan
be-
on
you
going
know-
to the unburying
All
ceremony.
right,
No,
all right.
I don't. I'm going to the one where they put it in. I don't plan on being for the one where they take it out. So, Public Safety Committee, they met for 2 minutes, so they didn't have a quorum.
Not much public safety this month. Huh?
There were a list of reports, but they unfortunately, and nobody knew this ahead of time, this
Mm-hmm.
happened to be the same day that everybody was in the state tournaments, and
Nobody was there.
Well, they all had family members in the
Yeah.
tournament, so they went
Yeah.
to the tournament, and there was nothing on the agenda to be voted on, so it was just reports. So I guess they'll get the report next
Yeah.
month. So.
Shout out Chuck Glover. Hey Chuck, thanks for watching this morning.
Yes, good morning, Chuck. And then Courthouse and Property, they met for 5 minutes. They did have a quorum, but they really didn't have anything to talk
It's
about.
a canceled
So,
presentation. What
There was supposed to have been, and we talked about this last week, Bridge Bedford was supposed to
Yeah.
present to them kind of what they're doing, and they had a conflict, and they're going to have to
Softball.
do that. And it may have involved sports. They didn't actually say what the conflict was, but they'll have to come back another time. So that was that was what was going on in county government for the week. Thursday, this was our biggest response that we've gotten to anything that we've posted in 2026, and I didn't think there was anything to it. It was 2 pictures that I took at the entrance to my
Yeah.
subdivision and posted them on Facebook, and next thing you know, we had 1,300 responses.
Yeah.
So this was the new welcome signs to the city of Shelbyville were installed on Thursday morning and afternoon. So
Well, I had some personal comments coming there. Those are nice looking. How much those cost? Blah 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 blah.
yeah,
And then one guy said, "You know what? They resemble a tombstone, man." And I'm going, I hadn't thought about that.
well, I don't. Hopefully, it doesn't resemble a tombstone. I thought they were nice.
They look good.
They did cost $25,000 a piece.
What?
So $25,000 a piece.
You got
So
to be kidding me, Josh.
I'm not kidding you.
$25,000 a piece.
Yes. So they were.
So they were a tombstone, a great big one.
Well, the theory and the hope is
Uh-huh.
that they're there
Last a
for
long
50
time.
or 60 years, like
I'd
the
say
last
they
ones
will.
were. So yeah,
Well, the last one was just made out of wood.
they were made out of wood, and these are made out of some kind of a composite stone material.
Yeah.
So the theory is they're going to last a long time. We did actually
But
go
20.
through.
How many did we get?
We got 4. Yeah,
That's
4.
$100,000
It's $100,000
for some
so-
rocks.
For some rocks, fancy rocks.
I'm
that
just
let you know
agitated,
you're
Josh.
coming into the city, and hopefully they
They do
yeah.
look good though.
Yeah, I think they look good. We did go through a RFQ process, not a request for bids. We actually, the city bid committee, we accepted from a number of different sign companies. We just left it wide open. Like, you're coming into a town.
Yeah.
We want some nice looking welcome signs.
Yeah.
What do you think they should look like?
Little tombstones.
So they don't look like a tombstone, but they so we got, I don't even know, 8 to 10 maybe different options came in.
Yeah.
And we looked at them, and that bid committee didn't even make the decision. And none of this was actually, I know normally you'd like to go low bid on a lot of stuff, but we didn't even put the prices out there. We presented this to the full city council and said, hey, which one looks best of these options? They ranked them top 3.
Okay,
And
so
then
the
we
city
presented-
council got to see these, and y'all
Yes.
voted on it.
And then they ranked the top 3. Then they put the prices out there and said, hey, do you still want to pay this for these? And then they looked at them, and then they said yes. So that
Okay,
was
very
the,
good. All right,
that was
I'm not
that
going to
was
make
the
any more
process.
comments,
So,
but I want to
yes.
ask you this: what kind of responses overall did you get on Facebook, Josh?
Most of the responses were positive. There were, as you might expect in the world of Facebook, there were some responses of why didn't you pave my road instead of putting up the sign? Why didn't you
Yeah,
fix
yeah.
the chicken smell instead of putting up the sign?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why didn't you do something on Madison Street instead of putting up a sign? A lot of that. This money actually had been earmarked well before I got there. It had been sitting in the city coffers for like a number of years, and they just had not made the decision. Nobody ever wanted to make the decision to give the signs. They'd had the money sitting there, and they just hadn't. Nobody pulled the trigger. So they pulled the trigger now, and it's been done. So, and I do think they are. If you saw we'll shift briefly. Channel 2 had a big series on the city of Shelbyville on, I think it was the same day, Thursday, wasn't it? All their newscasts. It's on their website now. If you looked at some of the promo for that, it had the old wooden signs where the letters were falling off. And if you compare the old wooden sign with half the letters falling off to the new ones, I do think that it did improve.
Those were put up in 1986.
So they were put up a while back.
Yeah.
So yeah. So hopefully they hopefully they stay up for a long time. And I do think that money, and I should know the source of this, and I do not, that money did come from there was a reason that was sitting in the coffers as well. I don't remember if it was a grant.
I know where it came from.
If something they should.
I know exactly where it came from. You want to know where it came from? It came from taxpayers.
It's somewhere down the line. It did come from
It come from taxpayers.
So,
All right.
But it was earmarked for the signs way back in the day. So yeah, that's where.
So
it
it'd been
from.
sitting for a little while.
It's been sitting for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm glad to see everybody's interested in the signs.
A lot of people were interested
Yeah.
in the signs. They weren't interested in a lot of other stuff, but they were interested in
All
the
right.
signs.
That's
So
good.
that's where the signs are. And there is to the roads discussion. There is because I have a sneak peek of the budget sitting in my office that I've been through a couple of times. There is additional money coming from roads in the upcoming year. So the last 2 years we've increased funding for roads, and unfortunately roads are expensive now, and there's only so much that we've only got what's our number, 27 million in revenue each year. So we can't spend 5 million of that on roads, or you would have to cut police or fire or parks or something. So I think we're hitting 1.5 might be the number.
So
in the new budget.
you can honestly pave about 10 feet a year.
Well, it's
Well,
more than
here's
10
the thing,
feet, so,
Josh. Everything has gone up cost wise, and it affects all government.
Oh, especially
Local
paving
one.
right now. The
Yes.
price of oil is really going to kill asphalt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the price of everything is going up, except for the price. Salaries are not going up.
Yeah, what we're making
And what we're paying taxes on is going up, and
Right.
and the revenue stream is going up. It's coming out of our pocket fast and furious, Josh.
right.
We got to get it. We just got to stop, man. It's got to stop.
Yeah. So that
You don't have an answer for that, and I don't either. So
No, I wish I had that solution. So that's the story of the welcome signs. We do appreciate all the feedback.
yeah,
Like I
it was
said,
fun.
we've published all kinds of stuff this year, and that
Yeah.
one got by far the most response. So Thursday evening was the only other government meeting that I attended during the week. That was the monthly school board meeting. The main focus of this meeting, it actually started an hour early at Harris, was a reception and a thank you time to Dr. Garrett, who's been with the school system for 5 years.
Yeah.
And she gave a nice heartfelt speech at the end. There may have been a few tears cried, and everybody also gave their all the board members went around and gave their input and thanked her for all the work that she's done. She's definitely been good for our school system, and she's moving on into retirement. And it's Mr. Harwell taking over, I believe.
Yeah.
So he will be starting June 1st, I believe.
Yep.
This is-
So he's ready to hit the
first
ground
day.
running.
Yeah.
And one thing about Dr. Garrett, she's come on Shelbyville now several times and gave us updates, and we appreciate her doing that. We're going to miss her. But I don't think she's going to leave Bedford County. I think she's got roots here now.
I think so. So hopefully she'll stick around.
She'll
for
be
a while.
around.
So one interesting thing that happened, which doesn't normally happen at a school board meeting, a parent got up during the public comment period and gave public comment. There usually isn't so much of that. And she was concerned about, she felt like her student or students, she actually didn't mention how many kids she had in the school system, did not have the same access to dual enrollment as a student at Central that the students at Community and Cascade have. So there was no follow-up to her comments from the board as far as, hey, we'll look into it or something. Hopefully they are. Maybe it's just a misunderstanding. But if that is the case, that's definitely an opportunity for Mr. Hartwell to step in and fix.
I think that goes down to your guidance part of the
could be.
guidance
Yeah,
offices.
I looked on their website. It looks like most of that dual enrollment is done as remote learning type stuff. It's not like there weren't a lot of classes in the school. A lot of it's remote. So hopefully they
Maybe the dots just didn't get connected right. and that's
It could
all
be,
was.
yeah. So I'm sure the school board will look into it and address it. They didn't at that meeting. I don't know that they even had a heads up that that's what was going to be said, but they didn't mention anything to follow up. But I did want to mention that she took the time to come out and speak about that. Big story continues to be in the school system. Enrollment is still down. They're ending the year over 250 students down from the prior year. And they're even counting in their enrollment, which they're allowed to, and the funding allows it. But they had like 90 some kids graduated back in December, partway through the year rather than at the end. Those are still counting in their enrollment numbers. And even with those added on, they're still 250 down from the previous year, over 250.
If this trend continues, Josh, we're going to see maybe less pressure on our system. Now, that's a positive way to look at it.
Right.
Even though we've got people coming in, maybe they're not flooding to our schools. Maybe they're homeschoolers. Maybe they're going to another county. So maybe the pressure financially will come off of the system. I mean, I don't think this is a negative number for Bedford County because we've been abnormally high per capita for students for a number of years. Maybe this is just an equalization coming.
It's possible. The other stat that she gave, and I don't have the numbers. They don't give me these reports when I go to the meeting. She just gave it verbally, but she did give some numbers that indicated that even looking forward to next year, they're concerned about kindergarten registration is down significantly from this same time last year. So obviously kindergarten registration isn't finished. People can still register for kindergarten right up until, school gets going next year. But at the moment, they're down in the hundreds in kindergarten registration as well, which that's another for them concerning trend with the numbers going down. And a lot of this, they feel like, and I think they're right, goes to people putting their kids in homeschool. They've got, even if you're in homeschool, you have to register with the local school board.
Oh, wow.
Just so they know that you're not truant, that your kids aren't just skipping school. And they've got over 1,200 kids are currently living in the county and registered as homeschoolers. So that's
a big number.
A lot of these kids are going. And you and I were talking before the show, and I think we mentioned this in the past. The school system could not absorb those 1,200 if they needed to. If those kids all of a sudden decide they all wanted to go to school at once,
that's two schools.
We don't have the capacity for them. So
that's two schools.
Yeah. So,
but also 250 being 250 down, that's half a school right there.
Right.
And if you do it 2 years in a row, that's another school pressure off the capacity.
Right. So
let's look at the positive.
Yeah, looking from the positive side. So, but with that is all I have from last week. I told you it was a light week. We do have some stuff in the upcoming week, and I'm going to speak after we come back from our break. We are going to talk about the upcoming week, and one of those items that's going to be up for discussion on Tuesday will be the senior property tax freeze, and I have some new information on that. And when we come back from the break, we will go through some of that.
All right, hang in there. We're going to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
For clear vision and trusted care, choose Cutting Edge Optical. We offer comprehensive eye exams powered by 20/20 exams, expert contact lens fittings, and a wide selection of quality frames to match your style and budget. Need glasses fast? We even offer same-day eyeglasses to keep you seeing clearly without the wait. Our experienced team is committed to personalized service and helping you see your best every day. Visit Cutting Edge Optical at 1114 North Main Street in Shelbyville or call 931-488-5778 to schedule your appointment today.
Get the results you want with the personalized service you deserve at Dennis Young Insurance Agency.
As a local independent agency, we offer coverage from several different companies, including Erie. So whether it's auto, home, life, personal, or business, we can find the right coverage to meet your unique insurance needs. And with a rate lock advantage, your rates won't go up as long as you do not change drivers, autos, or addresses. Contact us at Dennis Young Insurance Agency, insuring Shelbyville and surrounding areas since 1988.
When you're ready to buy or sell in Middle Tennessee, you want someone who knows this community inside and out. Meet Diane and Madison Arnold, Shelbyville's trusted real estate team with decades of local experience and award-winning results. Whether it's finding your dream home, pricing your property to sell, or navigating every step of the transaction with confidence, they're with you from start to finish. As part of Coldwell Banker Southern Realty, they pair hometown expertise with powerful market tools to help you move with confidence. Call Diane and Madison today and experience the personal service and local knowledge that makes all the difference.
All righty, welcome back into the weekend wrap up, and we're going to wrap things up, Josh. But you've got some data for us, and we've got some meetings to talk
new
about.
information that we're going to have ready for in case the discussion heads this way. Tuesday evening at 4:15 is the monthly county finance meeting. At this meeting, the senior property tax freeze has been pushed back to this committee for a second month to discuss costs, what it would cost to implement this program. So I want to give a shout out to Commissioner Anita Epperson, who this week reached out to a number of trustees and assessors across the state that are currently on this program.
Been there, done it.
Been there, done that. Some of these for 20 plus years, or coming up on 20 years. I believe the program started in
2006.
2007, 2008, maybe was first year you could do
Okay.
it. So almost 20 years. And they all responded. These are all elected officials from across the state. She got about a dozen emails back, I think, so far.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that they were that they took the time out to respond. B, these are all elected officials currently operating this program, so they have boots on the ground experience, and they were willing to share their numbers as far as personnel and workload and expense to their counties.
Right.
So I've got it kind of consolidated right here into a 2-page report that she'll have available on Tuesday night. But I wanted to just, while we're here and while we have the opportunity, I don't know, I'm hoping not to have to speak at the county meeting Tuesday night, because you may or may not remember I was up there over an hour last time getting bombarded with questions, which I appreciate, and I'm always happy to answer questions. But this is right now a county decision. It hasn't gotten to a city decision yet, and I'm hoping that they take the initiative and have the discussion more so than me. But I did want to cover one of these in particular, and I'll run down the county, some of the other numbers. But she heard back from the Roane County trustee and assessor of property. I honestly don't even know where Roane County is.
That
Do you know
is
where Roane
East.
County
Yeah,
is?
absolutely.
Is
It's in East Tennessee. It's like the Rockwood. Harriman is in Roane County.
Okay.
Which that's just on this side of Knoxville.
Okay. So they have 57,395 residents.
That's
according to the
close to
census.
us.
That is within like 1,000 of us
Right.
on the current 2025 estimated census. So as far as size, they're right in our wheelhouse. They have been on the program since 2008.
Well, that's when it started. Probably.
When it started, their current trustee, Chris Mason, wrote back and said he's been in office for 8 years. At the time that he took office, the office had 3 full-time employees, excluding the trustee, and 2 part-time employees. Since then, while on the tax freeze, I've reduced staff, not increased it, to just 3 full-time employees, excluding myself. For apples to apples comparison, we have around 56,000 residents. I gave you those numbers.
Right.
He said, I have 2 clerks that share the responsibility of operating the tax freeze and tax relief program, so it doesn't take up too much time. He says, I'm not sure what the cost to implement was as far as tax burden. And that's what he had. And then the Molly Hardup, the assessor of property, who's the other end of it, she said that it is a lot of work for a few months for one of her employees. That employee is also her Greenbelt specialist, her correlation and tax freeze person. We started the program in 2008. I was the person at that time that worked on each person's application. Once you get each person set up initially, it's not as much work the next year. Depends on the number of new people versus repeats. New ones take longer to process. Reappraisal years take more work. We currently have around 800 to 900 people on the program. We did not hire a new employee for this program. Size of county and number of applicants vary county to county. And we spend about 2 months a year processing these.
Okay, 2 months for one employee, basically.
Yeah, in Roane County. And that's a county of our size.
Very similar.
Very similar. Now, the other responses we got back, everybody else was bigger. Anderson County has 82,000 people living there. They have 891 seniors on the program. Their benefit, each senior is saving about, on average, about $168 a year is the savings to their senior. As far as administrative impact, they said they have one staff member that monitors and manages the program daily. They said estimated workload after it's been implemented, once the person's already in the program, it takes about 1 hour per day, they said. They
1
also-
hour per day.
1 hour per day
For one
their
employee.
person. And then the trustee's office, they said obviously carries more of the burden than the assessor's office. Bradley County had 115,000 people living there. They had one full-time employee dedicated to tax relief and tax freeze, and an additional employee that spent 25% of their time. They also estimate about $1,000 a year for paperwork and supplies, office supplies. So go up to Montgomery County, much bigger county, almost 250,000 people living there. They have 1,200 to 1,300 people on the county side in the freeze, plus an additional 950 Clarksville city residents that are on the freeze. They estimated an annual staff administrative cost of about 400 staff hours. They have 3 on the appraiser's office. They had 3 appraisers dedicated 3 weeks out of the year to it. They put the dollar figure on their labor cost for the appraisal office at $21,000 to $23,000. So, and that's a
massive.
That's a county of 250,000.
Four times our
Yeah.
3.5 times our size.
Yeah. Williamson County, which obviously has a little more money than us, they have 272,000 people living there. They have 1,624 seniors that are protected by their tax freeze. They estimate the benefit to their seniors, where property is obviously more expensive than ours. Each of those seniors is saving about $390 a year in property tax. And then last but not least, Rutherford County, the biggest one that responded, they've got 386,000 people living there.
Yeah.
They have 2,989 seniors on theirs, which is a lot. Their property value is probably closer to ours, still more expensive. Each of their seniors, they estimate saving about $218. And I say estimate, I mean, these are their actual figures. So these aren't really estimates. This is the savings, $218 per senior. And the trustee's office said that they have 1.5 full-time employee positions that they attribute as far as administrative costs to that. So an employee and a half for 3,000 seniors there.
And
so
300,000 employees,
386,000 people there. So yeah,
Okay,
so those,
so-
that gives you just some general, and again, those are not estimates. Those are not
actual numbers.
Yeah, those are not speculation. Those are real numbers from real counties that are currently in the program. Those line up with what I'd heard verbally from the 2 that I spoke with, but I appreciate Commissioner Epstein going to the effort to get them to respond in writing. So we've got actual numbers in writing. I think that's a good thing versus I just talked to them on the phone. So,
Well, it sounds like to me that Roane County is our closest comparison.
of the one that responded, yeah, they were the closest. So,
and it basically, they said 2 hours,
yeah, I mean, they had, each of the offices had a couple different figures there.
2
but
hours
they-
a day for
yeah.
2 months or something. What was it?
Yeah.
You're
it
talking
was
about, you're not talking about $200,000 a year. You're talking about
somewhere in the five figures.
probably a fifth
Yeah.
of an employee.
Somewhere in there. So
Yeah.
some kind of a 5-figure administrative cost. And then the benefit to the seniors, if there's a tax increase, is somewhere in the low 6 figures. So it's the return on investment, I still think, is a
Yes.
good return on investment. Still helping vulnerable seniors where they could use it. So I'm hoping that we can hopefully at the finance meeting on Tuesday, we'll get some good discussion. And then following that meeting, right, starting at 5:00, is the first of the county budget hearings. They're going to start going over the budget and making decisions on where to spend the money. So we will be looking forward to that. Wednesday at noon, this is kind of a big one for the city. We are going to get our first presentation on the new city employee pay study. This is going to be, we'd hired a company to go in and study employee pay versus surrounding similar municipalities. We will see how much we're underpaying and what it's going to cost to fix it. So hopefully not millions and millions of dollars, but we'll find out that on Wednesday. And then Thursday evening is the City Planning Commission. We've got a few items on the agenda, including the rezoning over on West Jackson Street. That's been ping pong back and forth between the council and the commission. This is now the 3rd time. And then also we will see if Duxon is ready and has fixed the conditions on their expansion that they're wanting to do. They got another month to work on their project. They weren't quite ready last month. Maybe they'll be ready this month. We'll find that out.
Josh, I
And
think
two or
there's
three small
something that fell through the cracks on the Duxon thing.
Yeah.
and I don't know, I don't remember us talking about it specifically, but I think in the conversation somewhere, I think the guys from Duck Sound were asked about local employment. Was this going to increase the staff that they needed when they got this addition?
Yes. Yeah.
And how many employees was that? Do you remember?
They have not given an employee count. This is being done to allow them to do an unannounced future contract that is supposedly in the works that we will cannot talk about until it gets announced.
Okay.
But if that all comes together, it would require them to do additional shifts and additional people working there at the facility.
Okay.
So that's
That would be
all
good
the
to see
reason.
some jobs come
So,
out of this thing. So that'd be
Yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no if there wasn't jobs coming out of it, they wouldn't have there would
Exactly.
be a reason to expand if they weren't getting more
Exactly.
work. So that is the goal. They have something in the works and they need the space for it. So that's
yeah.
hopefully they'll be ready on Thursday. I honestly don't know. I'm on the planning commission.
Yeah.
I've yet to get my my report on whether they're ready or not. So
Yeah.
I
All
expect
right.
that'll show up in my inbox Monday or Tuesday. Well, not Monday probably, but maybe Tuesday. So,
We've got some comments on the research there that Anita did. Everybody's appreciating her, and then Jeremy Harrison talking about, he's anxious to see how this flies here, I think.
yeah, we'll see.
And I am
how
too.
it's, what happens on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But I think that's all good information.
I mean,
Appreciate it.
there's no spin on that. That's just numbers.
Those are real numbers, and she has all the she forwarded all that to me. I've got all those emails. I obviously consolidated into 2 pages. She's going to provide for this meeting the raw emails so that nobody can say, hey, you edited
Yeah.
what they said,
Yeah,
or you did this, you did that. She's going to have printouts of everybody's email. It's got the person's name, their title, where
Yeah.
where the email came from.
Here's their phone number. Call
It's got
to them.
a lot of them have their cell phone numbers.
Yes.
They're welcome to call them. And
I mean, there's really nothing to hide on this. It's pretty
No,
straightforward.
These are all elected people just putting out what's public information. So yeah, this is.
So
yeah.
bottom line on this, it's just going to get down to if you want to do it, you can do it. It's not that big a deal, really. Honestly, that's just the raw facts.
Well,
And
we will.
Josh, I think you've known this from the beginning that Eric threw this out there, and it'd been tried before. I think Brent Smith tried this
It was
several
tried
years
by,
ago, and now
Brent
Eric
Smith, and now,
you
we
have partnered together.
I'd be remiss to say it if we didn't shout out to Commissioner Maddox, who also got the ball rolling on
Yeah.
this, and then I worked on it. Now Anita's been working
Yeah.
on it.
So it's teamwork here.
Yeah, and Anita also chaired the committee. We should
Right.
point that out that she chaired the committee
Right.
that did the research. So yeah, there's been
Well,
a lot of people that have put a lot of
yeah.
time into.
Well,
this.
I know our
So,
seniors that will be able to take advantage of this will appreciate it once it gets put in place. And thanks for your hard work, Josh.
Well,
And we thanks
fingers
for
crossed,
Eric and
so,
for Anita.
yeah.
And I know other commissioners have shown big time support for it. And I know they are all going to appreciate it.
We certainly hope so. Yeah, like I said, the raw emails will be there. There was some, I would use the word concern from some of the other people, and especially in the bigger counties, that, hey, they did say it does take a lot of work. But the one thing I didn't hear from any of them is, hey, our seniors hate this.
Oh, exactly.
Nobody
Yeah.
said our seniors were against it.
And
Everybody, the
honestly-
only concern was it does take some work.
Yeah, it
So,
takes some work, but it's
It takes
not a
some
lot of work.
Yeah.
It's worth the work.
Yeah, it's, well, in anything
And
good
I think
generally does require some effort,
comparison,
so.
2 hours a day for one employee.
Yeah.
We probably, honestly, most any working environment, you can find that you waste 2 hours a day if you're not organizing your time properly, collectively. You can see that.
I probably spend that much time a day at Grindstone Cowboy if I don't watch it.
Yeah,
sometimes.
exactly.
But,
or
yeah.
whatever.
That's a whole other story. We're
Yeah.
drinking coffee.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
yeah.
All right. Well, Josh, great show today. Thanks for all your hard work as usual.
Thank you. And I think we'll probably be back here again next week, and we'll have some things to say about those meetings. We'll have some numbers from that employee pay study and see how much it's going to cost us to fix some of those issues. So,
You think it's going to be bad?
I'm afraid it might be expensive. I do have some concerns that it could be, because it's something that hasn't been addressed. It's another one of those things that happens in government. It's not been addressed in a number of years, and to get the numbers in black and white again, I'm afraid it could be.
You think it's going to be
numbers.
shocking?
So, I don't know about shocking. It's scary, maybe.
Scary?
I'm slight fear. I don't know. We'll find out. So,
Well, I
we'll
guess
find
the
out.
real fear is going to be whenever you try to figure out how to pay for
How to
it.
fit, yeah. The solution is going to be the yeah, it's going to
Yeah.
be what we're gonna
Steve
have to
comes
work
in
on,
and says,
so.
thank all three of you for representing seniors and stepping up to help them. Yes.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, guys, we appreciate you watching. As always, thank you to our sponsors. And we're going to sign off today by saying, go Vikings.
Yes, go support them at Central at what time? 12:30.
12:30,
A little
2
over 2
hours away.
hours. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you.